Kipping is a major sin in the calisthenics culture. It should be avoided at all costs during your calisthenics journey. Swinging around everywhere is a clear sign someone does not have sufficient power to dominate a movement. The use of momentum is often seen as cheating and compensating to make things easier. More importantly, it's almost impossible to measure progress when form is sloppy and inconsistent. Those who rely on kipping simply improve by getting better at kipping. Unfortunately, this momentum method does not have a useful carryover to real-world strength training. Here's what does. Calisthenics is a training discipline which shines through the use of strict form. This means each rep should be completed by using your own body's force production. It's truly empowering knowing you are entirely responsible for making an exercise or skill possible. Yes, this is harder. Yes, this is going to be a hit to the ego. Yes, you're going to have to step back at first. Not kipping is going to reduce the overall output as far as reps and performance are concerned. But when the form is pure, have confidence knowing you're undoubtedly getting more powerful and strong over time. Regardless if the goal is building muscle or strength with calisthenics, compound exercise are absolutely king. Compound training involves exercise which involve multiple large muscle groups. The push-up embodies everything that makes calisthenics a well-respected form of resistance training. Using just our own body weight, we can effectively target all the major upper body pressing muscles. We're talking the chest or pecs, shoulders or delts, and the arms being the tricep muscles. There are countless variations in terms of hand placement possible with the humble push-up. Modifying the technique during horizontal pressing is going to emphasize different muscles to a greater or lesser extent. If you're looking for a challenge, consider training unilaterally. Doing this increases difficulty significantly, which is awesome for home workouts. You're now going to be pressing a greater percentage of your body weight, making all kinds of muscle and strength gains. Don't overcomplicate the push-up. Choose a variation which feels comfortable and accomplishes the goal you have in mind. Next up, we have the squat of the upper body, the vertical dip. This exercise trains similar upper body muscles as the push-up. The major benefits include the vertical pressing motion, pushing the entire body weight, and long-term progressive overload. Thanks to the position relative to gravity, dips tax the upper body without the core becoming a limiting factor. This calisthenics compound benefits significantly from external loading. Due to the low skill requirements involved for technical perfection, adding weight is a guaranteed road to successful progressive overload. Simply manipulate the weight added to suit your strength level and desired rep range. The classic acronym KISS, Keep It Simple Stupid, is something I tell myself constantly. Keep pushing, keep focused, and keep compound exercises a primary feature in your workouts. It doesn't matter if you've been training for 1 day or 10 years, partial range of motion equals partial results. The body always seeks comfort and loves nothing more than to stay the same and remain in homeostasis. It doesn't want to change. Short range of motion is used by all experience levels when the body seeks the easy option. Training under these conditions only exposes working muscles to joint positions it's already good at. The result of habitually using short range of motion is less muscle mass and a fraction of the potential strength gain. Self-coaching involves mentally focusing on proper execution or admitting reality by reducing the volume and intensity. What full range of motion means is going to be different based on the exercise and one's level of mobility. A universal rule for all exercises is getting a full stretch and squeeze of the working muscles. This involves a joint repeatedly moving from being maximally opened to maximally closed. Simply take the joint through its full available motion in a way that's suitable for your anatomy and your body. Now, concerning calisthenics strength skills, there's definitely a smarter way to train isometric holds. Here's a nice framework to structure your daily training from. You're going to need to perform a max attempt to serve in calculating training times. A higher intensity isometric is more demanding and challenges maximum strength, which equals shorter hold times. As the intensity is high, the volume required to stimulate and adapt is comparatively low. A lower intensity isometric can be sustained longer, which results in biasing more strength endurance. Obey the inverse relationship between intensity, aka hold duration, and volume, aka total training time, and your isometric gain is going to be on point. Okay, so you want to build muscle by body weight. You're going to need to understand rep ranges and volume. If your main objective is winning the hypertrophy, invest time in the 6 to 30 rep range. The moderate rep range is preferable for building muscle thanks to efficiently accumulating volume. 6 or greater reps is generally accepted as the minimum number to create sufficient mechanical tension for hypertrophy purposes. The intensity is high enough to induce tension in the working muscles, but not so extreme to overly tax the nervous system. Moderate rep ranges up to 30 are perfect because this hypertrophy principle becomes even more prevalent. The up to 30 rep range might come as a shock to some of you. Hear me out. Just because we're doing calisthenics, it doesn't mean we can't borrow from our bodybuilding bros. Take for example isolation training. Doing sets of 6 is illogical from a performance and practical perspective. Low reps on isolation creates unnecessary joint strain without sufficiently stressing the muscles in question. Don't make the ego mistake often made by gym rats. Rather, when isolating for muscle gain, don't be afraid to go higher on the rep spectrum. Yes, it's possible to go above 15 reps and build mass. The key with calisthenics is getting a large amount of recoverable training volume each session. Stick to the 6 to 30 rep range for successful bodyweight bodybuilding. The main way to increase maximum strength with calisthenics is training in the 1 to 5 rep range. Lower reps bias high amounts of mechanical tension, which is a key driver in neural development. Time invested here is going to optimally improve the software of the body, aka the nervous system, for top-end strength. The sweet spot for regular training is the 3 to 5 rep range. Why is this a sweet spot? Well, the intensity is still legitimately high while allowing sound form to be maintained. Additionally, the injury risk is generally lower when strength training for multiple reps compared to maxing out on singles or doubles. With that said, during training, 1 or 2 rep sets should be used sparingly. Reserve this for peaking periods or when absolute max strength is desired. Remember, rep ranges fall on a spectrum with no extreme cutoffs. Doing 6 reps won't mean zero strength gain, just like doing 31 reps isn't going to mean pure endurance. Most people associate shorter rest times with working harder, which intuitively means more gains, right? Wrong. For compound exercises, resting anywhere from 3 to greater than 5 minutes is generally recommended. For isolation exercises, 1 to 3 minutes is more than enough. Being adequately recovered for each upcoming set is the only way to accumulate volume without compromising intensity and technique. Not resting long enough results in having to drop the reps, use an easier progression, or lighten the load. At the end of the day, just use intuition and feeling. Leaning towards resting more is better than less. Adopting a training mindset over a testing mindset is the calisthenics secret for sustainable strength. It's in our DNA to want results right now, and our lack of patience can become an issue. I know you too have also fallen into this trap before, trying things which are too advanced. What we don't see on social media is peak performers spend the majority of their time building strength. Instead, pick a progression, a variation, a setup, and an intensity which challenges you and you only. This way, perfect form is going to be possible and your body is actually going to respond. Repetition over and over with a training mindset is going to outperform a testing mindset in the long run. As you know, the calisthenics commandments would be incomplete without talking about the scapula. Strengthening the supporting muscles surrounding and interacting with the scapula has a direct impact on calisthenics mastery. An easy analogy is comparing the scapula's role to that of building a house. If we want to build a house on a foundation of mud and twigs, the size of the building is going to be limited as the house is going to move and eventually collapse. A shaky foundation, scapula, reduces how much torque or rotational force can be generated at the shoulder and upper body as a whole. A solid foundation is going to support a bigger and stronger building. Our shoulders, when it comes to calisthenics, are no different. Don't just pay this seriously important aspect lip service. Follow through and actualize what your body is truly capable of. Yeah, but what about your skinny legs, mate? Training the legs is satisfying in its own right through establishing goals for this area too. Those involved in calisthenics who want a body which is capable from head to toe should never skip leg day. Pick your method of choice through the use of bodyweight training or adding external resistance. We need you building muscle and getting stronger legs for lifetime longevity and being a functional everyday human. At the very least, you're going to be forced to improve mobility in the lower body if the intention is advanced calisthenics. Without adequate lower body range of motion, moving freely isn't going to be possible. Don't stress about bigger and heavier legs reducing calisthenics performance. Relative strength is going to improve when handling your own body weight. Thanks for watching. Be sure to share this video with a friend. This type of calisthenics knowledge needs to be mainstream.